YouTube. So welcome to the second pre of today. It's Monday the 1st of July. We've already had one epic pre, which I'll put on YouTube. And for the second pre, we are joined by the winner of the last pre, which is the mighty Levi. Hi, Levi.
Yes, hi.
And we're joined again by Nuku.
Hi everybody, welcome back.
So yeah, well, congratulations, Levi, on your last game. As I said, I'll put that one on YouTube.
It's even my first time casting with you here.
Yes,
I don't think I casted before with you.
So, well, thank you for joining us. This will be epic.
It's an honor.
Yeah, no, thank you. So when the guys pick, I'll do a quick intro, and then you guys can talk about teams and who you fancy. And hopefully you fancy different teams, because no one likes,
Well, it's going to be hard now to choose a potential winner because my safe pick is not playing. So I can't be picking Levi this time, so it's going to be harder.
Yeah, like you picked him last game.
Yeah, of course
you did. Actually, you did pick him. Yeah, actually, you did pick you, Levi. Right. So team one, we have a tournament winner. You may know him as OGS Skywalker, but we know him as Ayatollah or Aya. It's Ayatollah, Mr. Warplots, and he's with the Tryhard King himself. He's with Mr. Meta, the 4-minute man. It's Excal.
The 4-minute man.
Yeah.
I bet his wife calls him the 2-minute man.
I've been reassured. He's so consistent. It's 4 minutes. Team MA 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Everything he does is 4 minutes. Team 2, we have an up-and-comer, an awesome little player at the moment. He's playing really well, won lots of pre's yesterday. A fan favourite. I know Levi and Nuku are big fans of his. It is the mighty NV Shadow. And he's with the other Bay, all the way from Spain. Probably go Nova, knowing him. It is the mighty Fernando. Team 3, we have the Phantom Train King, Andrew, and he's with Belli, well, half of Belli, OOE boy, Dallas. Again, another great player at the moment. He's a great form. Always make a great showing in these pre's we have. And Team 4, we have High Skill Dog. You may know him as Basha. He's just played in the previous pre, and he played very well, but unfortunately he was just outplayed in sudden death by our co-caster today, Levi. And the other half of Belli, it is the mighty EFE from OOE. There's the teams, guys. Do you want to have a chat about them?
I'm going to say straight away that my brain says that Team 3 will win, but my heart is rooting for Team 2.
Yeah, I knew
because
that.
Because I think Shadow is a pretty nice player, and he's playing pretty okay lately. And I was already saying a year ago that Fernando is going to be a really good player in the future.
Yep.
He was playing pretty bad a while ago, but lately he's been really proving himself. So I think that with a little bit of luck, Team 2 can perform a miracle.
I've been chatting to Shadow, and he's a massive fan of yours, Levi. He says he plays quite a few games with you, and he's learning a lot of you.
Yeah, I do play pubs with him.
And he's
whenever he invites me.
He's nothing but good things to say about you. He says you help him with upgrade paths, counters.
Well, yeah,
units.
I mean, I am kind of giving him advice if he asks for it. Hell, I'm basically giving anyone advice that just wants to ask me for that advice.
And there you go, people.
Even in pubs, if someone asks me what did they do wrong, I generally tend to tell them.
Lovely.
My opinion.
And Nuku?
Oh, it's hard, man. I have to say, usually when Excal loses, he's gonna go full try-hard mode the game after.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go for Team 1.
That's your head, though. But your heart's with us, isn't it? You're Team 2, aren't you? Admit it.
Actually, no. My heart would say Team 3, just because Dallas is a very capable player, and Andrew always is up for a good game as well if it works out for him.
Yeah.
The only team I think isn't really gonna work out is my boy Belli EFE and Bash. I don't think that's gonna work very well.
I have a feeling.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Bash might have a bit of a rage at Effie.
Yeah, that as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, if it doesn't communicate much, so that's going to be a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he doesn't communicate at all, does he, Effie? Buddy?
Oh, I had a lot changing it up.
Oh, so he's following the meta. He's gone the worm. Well, actually,
Although I don't think that going this early of worm is a good idea.
Is he gonna get it? No.
I mean, generally you need some upgrades before you start going for Fester. So going straight Fester this early on, I don't know if that's such a good idea. I mean, at least in my experience.
Well, if he can get
Generally
a few
too bad.
fumble off on Marines, he might be able to, I don't know, get the money back quickly. But generally, I agree with Levi. Usually, it makes a lot.
It's better to
bigger
get like
impact
after
later.
20-minute mark when you got some upgrades
Exactly.
on your army.
Exactly. Focus
can
on your
afford
army
more.
first.
Yeah, because Infestors just cost so much to actually take up to a level where it does properly. So it's gonna be hard.
Yes.
The one other thing I've noticed here with Fernando, he's dropping his turrets. Now, what people don't realise, they're 15 minerals ago. I don't think they traded well at all. He dropped.
Yeah, you don't want to really draw auto turrets like this early on. Whenever someone draws auto turrets at me, I tend to generally just enjoy and go for them because they give so much money.
Yeah.
Like it actually feeds me more than.
Exactly. And like it's
It's
our
from it.
Andrew. He's lost 8 units,
Yeah.
eight bounty for 30. And he dropped them underneath Excal's PCs, and they didn't do anything to him.
But I do have to also say that I think when it comes to Seeker missiles and point defense drones, I think Fernando's is pretty okay with it.
Yeah, he does.
Like
He's-
he actually knows when to Seeker and how to Seeker. Like he actually does usually get all nice Seeker hits.
yeah. And here we go. He's going to do one now. That's a decent split by Andrew.
Yeah. I also loved seeing how Andrew's splitting these days. Like he used to not split at all, but lately he's kind of more.
Yeah.
So it's a welcome change to see from Andrew.
Right, so Excal, he's gone. I'll just run quickly through the elites and heroes. So as we saw, Ayatollah has an Infestor. Excal, he's following the meta to a T. They say don't get 3 BCs, only get 1 or 2. So
Yeah.
if you get 3,
3
then,
is totally overbuying it.
and then you get hard count, then it's worth the counter.
Yeah.
Whereas you get 2, they think do we or don't we. And Shadow's very good at disruptables, so he's got 1 there. I think he probably lost 1. Fernando's.
I think he never bought a second, to be honest.
He didn't buy a second one.
Ah, interesting.
Like
Is he been
basically, I think it's because when he bought the disruptor and then he saw Excal doing cattle cruisers,
Right, yeah. Oh, he's got the first.
and then he kind of realized that he shouldn't make a second disruptor. At least I hope that's the reason.
so he's put with the shame.
because-
He's got the 3rd BC, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Getting
right.
EMP,
Although I do have
though.
to say this is a good thing from Shadow
Yeah.
to
He-
EMP the battle cruisers. Like
Yes.
getting 1 ghost is a very good way to counter battle cruisers. Like even if you don't kill them, you can take off their shields, scare the shit out of them, and make sure that they can't Yamato you.
Yeah.
So you can actually use ground elites like disruptors and shit to still farm with.
Andrew's got to pick off the disruptor here. Nice. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So he did buy. He bought 1 disruptor straight into Ghost, didn't he? And you pinged that at the
Yeah.
start. So yeah, I should pay more attention. So Andrew has a Ghost. What did Dallas go for? Dallas went for a Ghost as well. So what are they scared of?
Well, I think Andrew might be a little bit traumatized from last game. That's
So-
why he had a ghost himself, because
All right. Whose savior was that then?
it was
Dallas.
Team 4.
Yeah.
Team 3, okay.
Team 3. Yeah. Team 4 use? I've only heard 1 so far. Oh, it could be.
Yeah, well,
could be
Team
Basha.
4 has also Savior,
Yeah,
so...
it could be either one.
I actually missed it as well.
Yeah, I heard it. So the thing is, you hear him.
Oh, okay, this I don't like from Shadow. He going Phantoms and having low mass with them. Like, he should be copying Andrew here.
Right.
He should
and
be camping in base, Chrono in the shed. Well, he doesn't have Chrono yet. But still, he should just stay in base for a while and just increase the Phantom count before moving out.
Definitely, yeah.
Small amount of Phantoms like that ain't gonna do anything.
nice EMP.
Nice
yeah.
EMP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that stops any Seekers. And as we said, we don't want to do turrets at this stage of the game. That's just 15
I
bounty.
actually like how S3 is playing it safely and both of them get one ghost.
I don't like that ramming up the cliff though. He's made a little concave for
Well, now
Fernando.
he's spreading it, so that's.
Yeah, but he lost.
But he waited way
Well,
too long for that.
I think I would say it was okay. I mean, yeah, he was kind of concave battle there, but
A concave
Still-
of his own making as well, because he was trying to ram
Yeah,
up
but-
there. you
Yeah.
know?
If he
still-
would have spread it
I
earlier,
still do think it was an okay trade.
yeah, definitely. Especially since he got off the EMP and with the ghost. I mean, the
Yeah.
ghost makes a big difference in a battle like that.
And Fernando's bounty leading. I'm so proud of him.
And it's good.
I'm
as
so
well.
proud
Well,
of him.
EMPs.
there you go. The PDDs drops. That stops the Marauders. That's nice. So 10-minute bounty. I didn't put it up. So Fernando is bounty leading for the close
Yeah,
spot.
Oh, is the Festa gonna die? Wait, it's gonna die, isn't it? Yeah.
It has to die.
See, this is why I don't like early Festors. You don't even have a medivac to get it to safety with. You don't have a support tower for recall. So if you get caught like that, then damn.
Especially if Maraud's slow. It's just you're in
Yeah.
big trouble.
Yeah.
So that's why you should always get a later Festor, in my opinion. When you at least have like a support tower or something to recall out if needed.
Yeah, and basic just mass to hide it in.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice to run back to your mass.
And see, that's the other thing, like, there's no upgrades on those units. So now that he lost the Festor, he's kind of screwed with his 0-0 upgrades. I mean, he does have warps, but with 0-0 upgrades and low mass, that ain't gonna do much.
Well, you say he has warps. He's got like 5 of them.
Yeah, exactly. I said low mass.
Yeah. I was just saying. I was just reiterate. Yeah, but yeah, he's there with like 5 warp mets lots. And what's going on over here? What's Excal up to?
You know, Excal showing how to play battle cruisers. Although I still don't like the fact that he has 3. I think
I would
3 is a
like
little bit
Shadow
overkilling
to
it.
use that Guardian Shield in the middle. There's no reason why he shouldn't.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have it hotkeyed on his control groups.
Yeah, but he should definitely
So
have done it.
it can be a little bit hard to actually click on the
Select
mid
it.
icon
That's
if you
great.
don't have it. Yeah,
I
if
have
you have
it.
your army on top of it and you don't have a hotkey group,
Yeah.
it can be a little bit hard.
But that's,
I mean, for me, for example, if I don't have it hotkeyed, it actually takes me like 5-6 clicks.
that's a nice
Yeah,
pick
me
up.
too.
That's
Me
sad.
too.
But yeah. I find I don't know. So I find if I do hotkey the middle, I lose it when I go off it.
Yeah, you only have it
Yeah.
in your hotkey.
Yeah, you can
once
hotkey
you're
group
in
it.
position of it.
Yeah,
And then when you go back, you have it again.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I'll have a look at that because I have done. Is that changed or has it always been like that?
No,
It's always been like that.
Because I do
always
hot group it. I used to anyway, and then as soon as I went off it, I lost
well,
it.
maybe you accidentally placed some other hotkey group on it, because I do that a lot. Like I
Yeah,
accidentally
me too. I
sometimes
always,
notice myself.
at the beginning of the game, I hotkey it on the hotkey number 2.
Right.
But later in the game, that's where I put my support tower, so then I lose it. And I
Oh.
always forget. Nice pick off on the battle.
Yeah.
Oh, the
As
ghost
the
dies as well.
goes down.
Yeah,
So
Dallas
Shadow's
kinda-
doing well.
Greedy.
Yeah.
If
Or
he
then,
would
or
have
then he
gotten
wasn't
away,
watching. Or then he wasn't watching. That was the other option.
Levy, well, yeah. What's your opinion on not being able to stun elites anymore?
Yeah.
On what?
You can't stun elites. What do you think of that with the phantoms?
I think it's fine, really. I mean,
You like that change?
well, I think it's fine either way. I mean, I don't mind either way. Like, basically, if you can't stun it, then yeah, it's okay. It's pretty good in that way that phantoms aren't exactly all countering, you know.
Yeah. What about
Because
maybe?
you can just kind of kill elites, which you're not supposed to do. But on the other hand, if you could stun elites again,
there you go.
basically,
Double thing.
if someone could get a stun on an elite, that would mean that your elite was horribly out of position and you deserve to lose it anyways.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
that was
I would say,
a double
in
savior
general-
for Team 1. Sorry. Yeah.
oh,
They just chucked
so yeah, I think it's pretty useless to have a stun on elites and heroes. Like, good players should never even allow the phantoms get close enough to actually stun an elite.
Right, so I've been asked what the current meta update is at the moment. So at the moment, it is, we would say, destroyers and infester, basically.
Yeah, destroyers are really good.
Yeah,
Because hunters got nerfed, so no one uses them anymore.
yeah,
And people think stalkers are OP, and then other people realize that, hey, destroyers do really great against stalkers.
yeah.
And Yeah.
And also, Biggies was saying, but a nice elite to go for is Oracles.
Yeah, Oracles is really good. Gustav is also saying to me about
The-
that a lot, and I used it myself a few times.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice Yamato.
Like it's good against disruptors and it farms pretty safely.
But what's pretty funny, I think, is the Immortal. It does pretty well against destroyers, as it should.
But it's very bad against everything else.
Anything else is just gonna wreck.
And another thing right there is that I'm not sure if you know, but if you have destroyers and someone goes against you with immortals and you are on even bounty, if you upgrade that shit right and you have a ghost, then you can kinda outfarm the immortal player in straight up fights with the destroyers.
Yeah, I can
Because
believe that.
if you just get rid of the fucking shield, goddamn
Yeah,
shields,
EMP
and
the
you
shit.
upgrade the health mostly on destroyers, then you're gonna kinda trade even, if not even better, against the immortal players. As long as
good to
you're on
know.
even upgrades.
Nice.
I mean, I've noticed that myself in the fast games a lot. So I have no problem going against the immortal player when I have destroyers.
Nice.
Also, when you go immortals, it basically means that you're gonna be horribly screwed against
Anything
other
else.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So immortals is not a nice option in general, and I think that's why destroyers are so good right now, because immortals just aren't worth to go for.
Yeah, because
Destroyers
the
basically
counter
do.
isn't really
Yeah.
viable.
So
Yeah.
we have Immortals for Excal. We have Destroyers for, well, we saw what Aya had here, these warp lots. We have Phantoms for Shadow, and we have Destroyers. So we might see some of this battling, because he does like to go Ghost sometimes, Fernando. Andrew, obviously, he goes Phantom Train. Dallas, I've noticed Dallas, he picks very late. Very late, he's Merc.
Yeah, as he should. Basically, whoever picks the last gets the biggest advantage, because he can just counter everyone else and have to make sure he won't get countered at all.
But you Levy, but you tend to, you know what you're going to go. When I watch you, it's like
Yeah, I generally do tend to pick early and
Yeah.
go for the early advantage.
Yeah, Levy's a man with a plan.
Yeah,
Yeah, sometimes I will, of course, wait it out if I know I can actually.
but generally you're straight in there.
He rolls the farm for me.
Yeah.
But generally, I think it's a pretty good idea to just trade on.
How do you think the current meta has affected your airplay?
Well, I can't really play air anymore. That's how it has affected. Void Ray nerf was just too horrible. It made the Void Rays very weak. I
Wow,
mean,
a
it's a
Nova.
situational
We have
unit.
a Nova Levy already. We have a Nova at the 25-minute mark. What do you make of
from
that?
Dallas. Well, I think Nova is actually really good. Like, the stun is so underrated. Like,
This is what he did yesterday as well. One game, 20-minute
I mean,
Nova,
I swear, people actually should rush Nova more if they just can. Like, and just use the stun all the time. That stun is just so ridiculously good.
It's crazy, that stun.
It has low cooldown, long duration, low mana cost. It's just amazing.
Demonstrated by you last game.
Yeah.
That stun was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's so good that you can actually fire a Nova nuke when you stun something
That's good.
and
Yeah, we
get
enjoyed
away
that.
with it.
We enjoyed that. So Levy,
I've done it a few times before with the Nova, and that's why I knew it would work.
but we have it on TV this time. So Levy, what's making? Is there a unit in particular that's making air hard for you, or it's just what is it? It's just air rubbish.
Well, first of all, obviously the Void Ray health nerf affected a lot. So
can I ask quickly? Is this
basically
for all
everything
air?
that's flash?
Is this for all air, or is it specific to voids, muters?
Well, Voids especially, but like raids have never been too good against ground.
Right.
And Milisks are that kind of a unit that, first of all, Milisks are not good in sniping things. But more importantly, early on they're weak and they will be easily countered by mass health upgrades. So as long as you just mass health on your units, then you have any, like Goliaths, for example, or Destroyers, and you just mass health, then the Muta player won't get any money from you.
Right.
So basically, air early game is just not worth it if people encounter you. I mean, it's only good if everyone's going like melee or something that air really easily counters, like pure marines or something like that.
Like Basha's hunters.
Yeah, for example. But the moment there's like one door or Goliaths are like that. Then early on, air is so screwed. Late game air can still work just fine, but generally all the ground combinations are way better late game.
Right.
So
So the
there's no point
Nova's
in going
ready.
there as well.
Yeah, because back in the day, like I can remember doing when you used to come to chat when we used to cast, and you would be like, you'd laugh when a 4 came out. You'd laugh. You'd say, "Ah, nice feed."
Well, again, people have improved over time.
And then days are gone now, have they?
Yeah, I mean, these days, people actually know how to position their door a lot better.
Right.
So it's a lot harder to snipe the door. Basically, the only way you're gonna snipe it is if a good player either makes a mistake, or you manage to somehow live with the phoenixes.
Right.
And basically, even then, you'll need like void rays for that.
So
And void rays are just not too good right now because they got nerfed so hard.
FA
And yeah,
always
that's why
loses-
that's part of the reason why I'm just playing elites and heroes right now, because I really have no other choice.
And we're glad
But
you
also
are.
because I kind of want to gain some respect from other players for once, and
Well, you certainly
have
got, you
some
got it last
other
game.
people consider me a decent player. So I kind of want to try to finally learn to play heroes and elites.
So Effie's almost lost his compound there. So what happens is when you play warp lots, I like to try and snipe the compounds. I think everyone does. So you go on the cliff there,
Well,
you scan,
again,
and
if
you come
you
down.
know someone has warp plots, it's easily dealt with. You just place like
Flame
40,
turret.
50 guys on top of the merc barracks, and you just have them hold position there, and boom, problem solved. They won't be able to snipe your compound
Yeah.
unless you somehow screw up.
Or go destroyers.
That's what FA needs to do here. He needs to get a proper merc compound. He's scared of marauders, and he needs to just hold position a small army on top of his merc compound. Like
But-
even now, he's just leaving his merc compound empty. That's a mistake.
Oh, Shadow's losing his. Oh, no, he just saves it with 200 health. So here
And
you go.
same for Shadow. He has those marines, for example. Just place them on top of the.
There you go. He's listening
Yeah.
to you. There you go. Oh, no, he's moving them. Where's he going?
No.
I thought
That's a huge mistake. That's a basic mistake to do against Vorpsala players. To leave your merc unguarded like that.
So, Levi, I've got a nice question for you. So, since we have two
Yeah.
players, we're at the 30-minute mark now. We have 2 players without a merc. Pick one for Effie. What do you reckon he should and why?
Let's see. Everyone has.
And
4,000.
I'll ask Nuku about Dallas after.
Well, I would say that.
First of all, should he have one?
FA should obviously get a merc compound, I think.
At 30 minutes,
Like-
yeah?
Yeah, I mean. Well, he does have. Okay, marine. Well, he's okay. He's going for a marine tech right now, so I wouldn't really. Get anything expensive. Like, I would say just upgrade the goddamn barracks into Marauders. I mean, it's not a big investment, and it actually makes your Marauders worth it.
Yeah.
Like, there are some people who just, like Grim, who just go on pure Marauders, but that's because they want to be so cute and awesome looking for everyone. So they do that on purpose. But even if they would try hard, they would actually upgrade their merc at this point.
Right, so Shadow lost his compound to a Yamato from Excal.
Oh.
And I think but in return, he lost both BCs. Oh, no, he lost 1 BC.
Also, I think that Dallas should go for destroyers.
Yeah?
I think Dallas should do destroyers.
I-
It's an overall all-around safe choice.
yeah, and a nice combo with the stun, I guess.
Yeah, and it has good splash.
Oh,
It's
the
very good
fungal.
against
That
hunters.
fungal, that's brutal. So Andrew Fulajora lead. He got the worm a bit later, as you would recommend.
Yeah, I mean Andrew actually knows how to do it.
There you go.
Andrew is very solid when playing heroes. I have noticed that. It's his strongest point. Like it just doesn't guard his ghost play. Like he can play any hero good if he just wants to play.
He's a crazy ghost player, man.
Yeah.
He's a very crazy, but that's exactly my point.
Yeah.
He can play any hero he wants and do great with it if he just chooses to do so.
Yeah,
But he's kind of like me on that department, that he just does what he likes to do. I like doing air whenever I can. He likes to do Phantom Drain and Nova, even if it's bad.
But you can make it work if you play it enough.
Yeah, you can make it obvious work.
Yeah. You could just force it through.
I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that Andrew is about as predictable as I am normally. when I really just love passionately air. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But I'm just saying that if Andrew really wanted to, he could be playing basically. Well, except for the Phoenixes. I remember he played Phoenix at one point and he played it really badly and he said he'd never play it again.
And there he's dropping them turrets against that Nova. It's just 50, it's 30 easy mineral.
Yeah, it's not a. At this point, you don't really want to plop these turrets.
No, it's just you're just giving money away.
Also, all that fungal damage. That's a big mistake from Fernando.
Yeah.
Like he needs to have small groups on front and leave most of the things behind.
He's got the lash on the Raven. He cancelled
No,
it. No vision. He lost vision, didn't he?
I think so.
Also, since he has 2 Ravens, I would like to see Fernando dropping PDDs, point defense throws.
Yeah.
They're very good against fungals and lashes.
Right.
Like if, for example, Heavily reduces the fungal damage, like crazily. Like if you actually have planted point defense throws on top of the units there when he fungal, those destroyers wouldn't even have lost all the shields, I would say.
So I'm looking at the PDD. It says uses the laser to shoot down enemy missiles. Times out after 40. Each shot consumes 10 energy. Also protects allied units and radius 10 from 40% of spell damage.
The main thing it protects from splash damage. That's what Fernando needs to be doing. He needs to be casting, using those Ravens to drop point defense drones on top of his army. I mean, that's how Gustav, for example, plays against Fester players. He just spams all the point defense drones all day long, and he doesn't care at all if a Queen Fester fungals him on late game. Because the point defense drones just keep him alive.
Yeah. Oh, who lost what there? What was that?
Fester.
That's not good.
And that's another problem. Like, Fernando needs to really play Medivac Fester, like just going pure Fester like that ain't good. But I actually noticed that from Fernando that he kind of does play heroes pretty solidly, but I don't see him doing Medivac Fester yet, which is a big weakness from him.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's gonna buy Medivac this game either.
And Aya's trying to ram his warp blocks into
that didn't work.
At all. No, that's a. I've noticed that is one of his. He's just.
Yeah, and he's also upgrading the warps very badly. He needs way more attack damage.
Right, let me have a look at the
just
upgrade.
Have +2 attack upgrade right now. And Marines have no upgrades, so if it rates great against that.
Right. And he's
like that armor ain't gonna help nearly enough. He has low mass. So again, if he's gonna use warps, he needs to at least get a proper mass of them.
FA.
Spam a lot of attacks so he can actually kill something.
Here comes the savior. It got nothing. You know, people should know by now the new savior is rubbish. It doesn't.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I kind of stopped trying to savior people on the glyphs because of that. Yeah, I just missed my savior so many times it pissed me off.
Yeah. Basically, at home, only do it if it's in your base. You can make it work on the cliff, but you have to catch them unaware.
Also, what has happening to Shadow's Merc should never happen. He should have a turret there at the very least, or when he lost his compound to the Yamatos the first time, he should have realized that Excal's gonna be a troll to.
He did have a
turret.
He did put a turret down. He killed the BC with it after the fact. But I think.
Well, still, he should place another one because again, his Merc compound is in half health because 2 Yamatos can. He should, like, the most best thing would be to have mass here on the high ground in front of the Merc compound all the time.
I noticed you do that in the last game, yeah.
Like, that would be the perfect way of stopping any kind of harassment on your Merc compound. I mean, obvious danger is that they can then attack that group and farm from them, but, well, it's a little risk. Also, same thing here on Team 1. I mean...
I'll pull it on Basha's vision. Do you want to chat about the bounty at the moment? How do you think this game's going?
Research complete.
I'm just watching Basha so people can see the bounty.
Alright.
But yeah, he seems EFE actually. No Merc. His Marines just seem to be doing. Is that because Aya's just ramming him with warp blocks?
Upgrade.
Yeah, I was feeding him at this point.
Yeah.
So okay, in a way, if he doesn't upgrade the Marauders into Marauders and he gets his on that, then he's in a perfect position to actually choose a tech of his willing. And I guess my guess is he will go for Temples. Like Temples at Sudden Dead with pure Marine upgrades like that. I think it's pretty nice.
almost got the. I think one more Yamato will kill that.
Our allies are being attacked.
Also, Excal really needs to go on high ground if he can. Like fighting a low ground like
Our
that ain't
allies
good.
are being attacked. Your forces are
Oh.
under attack.
Too bad though that Team 4 is occupying the high ground.
Yeah.
Our
He
allies
should
are
really
being
pull away his injured BC. He doesn't need to have the injured one there. He's going to get it.
And I guess Team 4 knows that Team 1 doesn't have any saviors on the
Upgrade complete.
Ayatollah CC, so they can pressure the Merc compound like that freely without fear of being saviored.
Yeah. Would
And
you-
that's why you should never use 2 saviors before sudden death. Like you should always leave at least 1 savior in your base, just to create that fear that oh, if I go on his Merc compound, he's gonna save the shit out of me.
God, he's chewing up the warp plots. Would you be tanking that now, Levi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who
I
should-
am obviously a little bit worried about the battlecruisers, but if you have a ghost to EMP, then you can easily siege tank the gateway and take it down.
Ideally, it would be Basha.
The ghost just got sniped there.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That was a bad move from me, Faye. I didn't
Yeah.
like that medevac drop at all.
No.
It was bad. It was bad.
He's feeling quite nicely. Just Aya ramming him. So
Well, by the way, I would like to point out that Team 2 is doing pretty well at this point,
yeah, I
bounty-wise.
did have the bounty up. I just if you.
I mean, they're still completely on this, and Team 3 is kind of underperforming right now. But I think it's partly due because Dallas went for that early Nova, so his upgrades are a little bit behind.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it will start paying more later on if they manage to, get it going
Stay
properly.
alive.
Yeah. So they're just gonna have a little bit rough time for now, but I think they can do comeback just fine on Sudden Dead,
Yeah.
especially if they get some good lashes out. And it's obviously gonna make a lot harder for the neighboring teams to go for any hero play like Greenfest or anything like that when they know that there's already a Nova out.
Yeah, I find it quite incredible. He's got the.
And-
He's not doing what he has to do with it. He's not killing the BCs or the Ravens, is he?
He is
You don't
now-
need to kill the pieces. with
Well,
the
well, you know
Nova.
what I mean. He needs to do something with it. You would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I think it's still good. For example, Andrew can now safely go for Queen, knowing that
There's a
at
drop.
Sudden Dead, if someone else tries to counter the Queen, he will have a friendly Nova ready to help him out.
There's a drop
So
there
Queen's
on
actually-
Shadow's compound by Excal. It'll be interesting to actually see how Shadow deals with like a pro drop, because Excal's drop play is superb, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I think Shadow doesn't have much experience on these kind of situations yet. Like I know he doesn't have much
Here
Sudden
come the
Dead
tanks.
experience.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know he has even less experience about this kind of thing, so I think he's pretty clueless right now on how to deal with Excal's pressure on his Merc compound.
Well,
But that's just a learning thing. He will eventually.
as
learner
you
counter
say,
this.
you and Grim say, turrets, 2 tanks sorted.
Yeah. Or just leave shit on high ground. That works too.
Yeah, of
But
course.
basically, I would say, yeah, tanks are pretty much the best way. Tanks and turrets.
Yeah. And
It does miracles.
it does. Just stops everything dead, basically. Unless
Also, I would like to point this out about EFE. I don't like the fact that he has upgraded the weapon speed. At this point, you should upgrade somewhere around Sudden Dead. Upgrading it this early when you got Marauders is not the best idea in my opinion. And yeah, EFE going zealots now, so I think it's safe to say those will be temples soon.
Are you one? So if you are going Marines, are you one of them? Because I tend to be one of them players. I will spam the range and speed as soon as I get my
Yeah,
sub death
like
money.
I will get the range whenever I can, but the attack speed I will delay as much as possible. It's just not worth it early on. Like it becomes a lot better when you got like 20 damage Marines, but till then it's really not that amazing. I mean, of course, I do think that getting the attack speed of Marines can be good, especially if you're about to start Sudden Dead and you have doubts of whether you can hold the mid area to buy those things in the first place. So if you know that, I'm not going to be able to hold mid at all on Sudden Dead, then you obviously buy the attack speed upgrades before the start of sudden death, but if you know that you can hold mid at the start of sudden death, then I think you can actually delay the attack speed upgrades a little bit longer.
Nice.
On
Well,
Marines.
Team 1 out saviors now. Do you think Team 4 know this?
Yeah, I bet. And if they really needs to learn to
Miss
play
micro
medevac
that,
properly,
yes.
like it's just horrible to watch. I mean, I'm not exactly the best medevac player myself, but I can tell it straight away that that was bad medevac play.
Do you stop
Right
then
there.
as soon as you see a turret there? Is there any point drop plane?
Well, no, you can still drop play just fine, but what you need to do is you need to drop in high ground, for example, and attack the turret from high ground, force them to fight on there.
Right, but you're
And
going to...
you can still create superior concaves on the high ground with the medevac. As long as obviously the turrets don't have like 11 range. If you have max range turrets, then that becomes a lot harder.
a question for you, Levi. Why does everyone leave when there's a pause? Do you know how hard this makes it for us?
What? Repeat the question.
Why does everyone leave when there's a pause? So Andrew wanted a pause, Feddy's left, Excal's left.
Well, now I'm
Well,
gonna leave as well. And you know why? I'm gonna take a piss.
I thought
I guess people are just taking advantage over the boss. I mean,
Right.
I don't blame them.
So we're
Well,
coming...
it gives us perfect time to analyze the game a little bit here.
It does, yeah. It's a bit dark, but we can see what's going on.
Yeah.
Our Team 1 in
Excal
trouble.
leading in bounty.
But
which,
it's a
I'm
false
not
bounty
surprised.
though, isn't it, really? Because he's lost 1k, so comes sudden death is what, 10 minutes away. What's his his upgrades are quite nice. He's doing the meta, so he's got 7 attack, 1 armor on his immortals, and he's actually got 6 attack on his
Well, what I don't like about Excal doing here is when he plays these immortals, he doesn't have too much health upgrades. Like he should be spending a lot more immortal health, I think. But of course, Excal does upgrade his marines a lot already. So the marines will.
Hang on. What's the impatient for?
Okay, there we go. But yeah, I think that Excal is doing pretty nice. He has his marines well upgraded there.
Yeah.
So he's really taking them now. So that's. I mean, it's obviously a great situation if you can manage to start a Sudden Dead with fully tech marines ready. It's a great way. It's a great way to start Sudden Dead.
It is, yeah. Let's have a look. So what does he have? He's got speed over range. Interesting.
Yeah, that I don't like. Like he really, the range is way more important than attack speed. I mean, only way I can see attack speed being more important if you just go like sellouts or circlings or something melee like that, and steaming like a maniac, gun style. Ooh, that fungal on Andrew. Oh.
So Andrew's having problems with his mouse. Oh god.
Andrew's having problems. Okay.
But yeah, if you go on Andrew's base, look at all them 8s. he got seekered.
No, he got fungled. He got fungled.
Was that fungal? Oh, look at that fungal.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. It was very lethal. It was very good fungal. Scary as hell.
We can count all the 8s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This is actually interesting. Now that Sudden Dead is 10 minutes away. Team 3 is the one with the lowest bounty.
Yeah.
I mean, they can still do a comeback, but it's gonna be hard.
Is it
Like,
safe to...
Dallas took a risk with the Nova and it didn't pay off.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it safe to say the risk, it didn't
Like,
work?
I think it's because he was just focused on lashing stuff and EMPing stuff. When there really wasn't that place. Like not anything super valuable. So honestly, when he got the Nova, I think he's just been firing the stun a lot. Boy.
Tap in and out, Andrew. That normally works for me sometimes.
Hopefully Andrew gets his stuff fixed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Team 1 is going to have huge problems.
All right, yeah. Sandwiched. Free tower.
Yeah,
Hard to fight for middle. Even with the nice bounty lead.
yeah.
I think Aya's probably a bit of a... He's more of a problem now than a help for Excal.
Yeah, I bet Excal is crying inside right now and he's looking at his ally.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing having the wrong work choice, but it's another thing just trying to ram it into Effie.
Yeah.
You know, Effie's like, he's got nice upgrades on his Marines, hasn't he? Where is he?
Ife has way better Marines and he has basically better sellers right now.
Yeah, 9
So
attack.
you don't want to go on FA what you got. Like basically, I would say that the best thing I can do right now at Santander is to use his army to hold the base, defend Excal and his own merc compound with the armies, take the side towers, and then go for some hero play to support Excal. That's his best option.
I think everyone's back.
We'll see how this goes.
It was Excal, Andrew, and Shadow who were FK.
Yeah, Andrew is still having problems.
Oh, well.
Not good. Well, these kind of things do happen every now and then, and they're very... I can only go down using keyboard. Oh, crap.
What's up with his mouse then? Unplug it.
Oh,
Has he unplugged it?
unpause it. Alright.
Go.
Damn.
Damn, that's tough as well. 10 minutes before something. Andrew's he's always the one. If anyone's going to have an issue, it'd be Andrew.
Andrew does have a lot of bad luck.
He does, yeah. Yeah, they know. Team 1 have got
Like last game,
Mercedes.
for example, was just bad luck for Andrew. He had a horror game, and then his allies really disappointed him, so he actually was chatting to me about it. He was really pointing out how he didn't like his ally last game. So I really would like to see Andrew having some good time for once.
Oh, it works now. There you go.
Okay, good. That's good.
Yeah. So yeah, to just see Effie there. So Effie did. He rammed. He thought he could do it. He ran half his army into Team 1 and just lost everything.
Yeah, that's not a smart thing to do.
No. All right, they're a savior.
Hi guys,
Hi,
I'm back.
Nuku. All right,
Welcome back.
They may be out saviors, but they still have a hella big army. You know.
Fernando is still not getting the medivac. But I do still say that his hero control is pretty good. But he really needs that medivac. Oh, Excal got it. Yeah. Excal knew exactly what to do there.
Yeah.
Although he did lose his cause due to that part. He recalled a little bit too late.
Well,
still,
it was Basha who got it, wasn't
when
it?
Excal sees a Fester like that running around without a medivac, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go get it easily. No problem.
All right, here we go. So he's doing his thing again, the walk plots, and he's not listening to you.
You see, exactly. That problem would have been... I mean, okay, the stuns were pretty good. Like, he was lucky that he has his Phantoms nearby. But again, his Merc compound was completely empty. Same for Ife. He doesn't have anything there. He's just asking for trouble. I mean, of course, he does control the tower. But still, come on. At this point of the game, you should always have some master. I mean, what if, for example, what if someone Merc drops Marines on that gateway right there?
Exactly, yeah. Well, he's listened to you, Shadow. He has got Marines up there now.
As he should.
But-
Hopefully he keeps them there as well.
Yeah, he is. He moved them up there on purpose.
Like,
So
you,
he's
gotta,
leaving them there.
you just need to have that extra security at this point of the game. You need to leave some mass back at home, so your own base is safe. And here's the thing, if you somehow lose your army in the middle of map, you still have some reserves back home, so you know that, oh, I'm not completely dead yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you just run all your army there in the mid, then get surrounded, and you lose all your masses sudden dead. That's a GG. Like, you won't have anything back at home, and if someone realizes that, he will just ram you down. So, yeah.
So
Always leave something back at home.
Right, we're coming to sudden death. Let's have a little rundown of what's going on. So Aya, he's decided to go for armor and health on these warp lots, which we don't like. Well, Levi doesn't like. Poor
Yeah.
Marines. Excal has nice smirk and he has nice Marines. He still needs to get one. He's got the range and weapon speeds now. Shadow with Phantoms. Nice upgrades on the Phantoms. He's getting there with the Marines. Fernando decided just to go straight up destroyers with a.
I
Infestor.
actually think that Shadow needs to get a little bit more Phantom held up.
Health,
Great.
yeah.
Like Phantoms, when you play Phantoms, you need a lot more health upgrade. You need like Gustav, for example, increases the health like somewhere to 350 to 400 even before he starts taking
He's on
Marines.
400. Mercenary up.
No, but Shadow is on 276.
Oh,
I mean
you mean
health,
actual health,
like,
not cost.
Actual health.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, okay. I thought you meant. So we generally do by cost.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the upgrade number, but like I was referring to actual health.
Yeah, fair enough. Andrew with Phantom Train and Infestor. Once he pops up, I'll see the damage. And Dallas went for a very early 25-minute Nova, which is kind of at the moment it's kind of backfired.
God, Andrew is taking so heavily on heroes when he has a Fester and a Ghost at this point of the game, so his normal army upgrades are kind of weak. He's playing very risky game there, especially considering that his body went for early Nova. So both of their armies are kind of weak in straight up fights,
Right.
and that's not good. Like especially when Dallas took the risk of getting that early Nova. I think Andrew just should have gotten pure upgrades for a while, so at least they have one player with proper army, so they can contest mid and towers.
I agree. I agree.
I mean, at this point, both of their armies are so weak that it's gonna be very hard for them to contest towers and mid. So I think
Excal
they
going with a
need to
drop.
communicate that better.
Excal with drop. He's no, he's not going to get it.
And again, did Shadow have anything on high ground there? Did he have
No.
like? He's just asking for trouble. He really needs to
Oh, he's doing it now.
learn to notice that there's a pattern.
He's doing it now. Quickly then, so team 4, so Basha went Hunters. He's got nice upgrades, 9 attack, good health on him. And he started his Marines. He's 3 attack, not so great. EFE went straight Marines. He got his his temple lots at about 40
Well,
minute
Team
mark.
4 is clearly preparing for sudden death right now. They have the clear plan of just holding mid and the towers and just camping there.
Well,
hour.
as you said, I'm a bit worried for EFE because Excal, he's in dropship mode at the moment. And
Yeah.
he has nothing.
If he needs to realize this, he needs to plant some turrets and leave some guards on the rear there to make sure he won't get dropped.
Right.
And another thing.
Why has he got rid of his mass? He just threw all his mass in at sudden death into team 3.
Yeah.
That's that's quite a surprise.
And that's another thing. At this point, everyone should have. I think people who don't get planetaries at this point of the game are playing either very riskily cutting corners or are just stupid.
Yeah, I think I'm with you.
It is so easy to lose your CC at this point
Yeah,
if someone actually wants to CC snipe you.
no one.
So
has,
you should have a planetary.
No one has one.
Yeah. So
Well said.
they're either
Oh,
playing.
he does go down.
Well said, Levi.
I agree, yeah.
Like, for example, that's Grim's biggest mistake always. Like, every time Grim is winning a game, he dies and loses the game because his CC was not a planetary. And then he's like, oh, that's sad thing.
I'd tell you who has the worst luck. with
Only
that.
times he actually gets a planetary is when he's playing against me. Other times, he never gets a planetary.
I'd tell you who has the
That's
worst
the
luck with
biggest
that is Crow. His ally never gets one, and it's always poor Crow.
Yeah,
Remember when we cast him, Nuku? It's always poor Crow alone in his base, all sad, like you can't.
And I
do
mean,
anything.
at this point of the game,
Remember me
planetary
and
only
Cam
costs.
Cam sniping his mate's CC.
Yeah.
When we were like out of the game for long.
Yeah, but at this point of the game, planetary only costs 350 minerals. Anyone can afford it at this point of the game. It's not gonna make the huge difference in the world for upgrades.
So you're known, right, among the top players. You're known for your building armor. What makes you decide that, and when do you get it? And what it's obvious why, but what makes is there a trigger where you think, you know what, I need to get that? Because it's quite a lot of money.
Well, generally, I at the very latest I get it at super late game when I got enough upgrades as it is. But I will get it on early game if I'm being pressured heavily enough.
Right.
and I have no saviors, then yeah, I will get it very early game as well.
Okay, that's interesting to know. So it's not just late game then. You will get it as and when, yeah.
Well,
As
I will get it. I will max that thing very early on if I have used both of my saviors, and there's some good player on my cliff, just constantly pressuring me heavily with drops and stuff like that. Then yeah, I will start maxing our armor because that actually does help a lot. For example, it just keeps your turrets alive longer, which is great.
Yeah.
If nothing else.
And I've noticed as well, you're probably the only player. Well, I know you are. You're the only player to get range on your turrets.
Yeah, that's another thing that's very underrated, I think. It doesn't cost that much, and it's just so great because if you plant them on the very edge there,
Right.
you have insane amount of vision, obviously, so you can see ghosts and shit, things like that cloaked from way further away. But on top of that, you can actually create a safe zone around that area where Medivacs or any other flying units won't be able to harass you, and that just provides so much extra security for you.
Yeah. But so
I generally do think it's very worth it.
So it's great to have you here because these are, I mean, the things I've just mentioned, for people watching. Levy's he's known for that. He's known for his building armor. He's known for his turret attacks. Do you get base attack as well? Do you upgrade damage?
Well, I used to get it back in the past when you could still build base defense buildings.
Right.
But anymore, only way for me to really get that if someone is playing really good air and has very strong air upgrades, then yeah, I can buy 1 or 2 upgrades.
And there goes.
See,
that's the CC.
Where is the planetary? Where is the planetary? Where is the planetary?
No, saved it. Can I just say that's now I've noticed with Excal. That's Excal's new move. So he'll nuke.
To nuke.
He nukes and then he drops straight away on top of it.
Well, he's actually done that for a long time.
Yeah, but
he's been doing that for last year or so. He's done that to me a lot. And I think it's a pretty good move. It forces your opponent to go out of position.
Yeah, well it's nice. It's nice to see
Shadow,
him do it.
Shadow needs to understand. Okay, he's getting planetary. That's a good start, but
And
he still needs to
his
understand to not leave his side unguarded. Leave some stuff there on high ground. Leave some guards. Buy a few turrets. Get some tanks.
He's got the money.
All of those helps a lot.
He's getting the Pierre. So you can guarantee this nuke will be followed by a drop.
No, Excal is coming for a second thing. You should have been expecting. He should have been expecting.
Oh, there. He's going to get it. Oh, Shadow.
Yeah, Shadow drew it. He drew it. He was doing pretty well, but he went too risky.
Oh, dropping Excal's base.
Oh, God. So this is evened up now. Big time.
No, basically this means that now Team 4 is in a great position. They're both alive, so as long as they just play it safe, they should win this.
Excal won't be happy with that.
Shadow really needs to learn to get a planetary and play more safely.
But
that was his... Like, if Shadow would be still alive, they would have great chances to win this game. Like, this game, they were good in upgrades. Yeah, they could have easily won this, but because they played too greedy and didn't have guards on the rear, they didn't have a planetary.
Oh, the Nova goes
They ended
down.
up drawing it.
you played well, Shadow. Levy was. We were just watching you a bit in commentary. He said if you put some, you should always have units on your high ground there, your turrets. And he says try and get the habit of getting your PF at sudden death. Your PF.
Yeah, just leave guards. If you get dropped like 5 times, then you should be noticing some pattern there, and you should make sure that okay, what can kill me? Oh, drop on my side can kill me. Well, better make sure that no one can drop me, and then I can continue fighting for mid. But that's always what you should do. You should always ask the question, what can kill me, and then react accordingly.
But he played well, didn't he? Well played, Shadow.
Yeah, otherwise it was great. Like, I thought that if Shadow would have actually played a little bit safer, they would have won this. But, well, these things happen. It's a learning experience, and hopefully next time, when Shadow gets dropped like this, he will remember, oh, what happened last time this happened? All right, I died. Well, better make sure it won't happen again.
Well, if it's any consolation, Shadow, as you were being dropped, Excal was being dropped. So in a kind of weird way, you have influenced the game. And remember, when you play Excal, he's known for his doom drops, and so these are the sort of things You know, so if you're
Excal
next
is
to
still
him,
gonna try hard and try his best.
yeah.
He knows that he needs to. If Excal wants to win this, he needs to take out EFE. He needs to do a drop on EFE.
And he can do it because Effie leaves nothing in his base, and he's got no PF.
No, EFE is actually trying to learn a little bit. Like, he actually has dirt there and he has some units.
There's no PFs, Levy.
There.
You must be having a heart attack.
Yeah, no, obviously there's no PF, but still, at least there's some units there and a turret. That in itself is already helping a lot. Obviously, it could be, but you still need to have way more than that, but still, it's a start.
That's an interesting choice. He went Marauders after all that. Dallas.
Yeah, I don't think that going Marauders. I don't think they're good at this point.
No, not with the temples, especially.
At least not with these upgrades. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you go for them from the start, then sure, I guess they're okay for a while. But just change away from them. Well, he does have very poor upgrades on them, so I do understand in that aspect.
Good news. Fernando is using dropship now, but he's using his whole army, not just the, oh god, they've both got to drop each other. Oh god, bye bye Fernando. This is Excal all over.
Well, and Excal is getting dropped himself, so
Bye Fernando. Oh, this game is like
it's just karma for Excal. Excal's having a bad day.
So in a way, Shadow, you didn't play bad. You were just like, you know, if Excal can get dropped as well, anyone can. It's just like how you play it, and I really encourage you, like, you know, because you're a good guy, and we like, you know, just to watch the replay and listen to what Levi had to say. He's offered everyone in there a bit of advice.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, Team 4 basically wanted a split point because now it's just them holding mid.
Dallas is giving up. He knows he can't do anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were lucky to have Levi. He's given everyone advice. He's a top player.
Team 4 won this.
He's explained merc choices. He's explained armor, buildings.
Yeah, I do like explaining.
Range
I do like
attack.
explaining things.
But
Well, just remember that we said Team 4, Team Bashmaker got this last game at short after sudden death. We all know what happened.
you try to
Well, that's true, but I don't know. This time they really do have a podium advantage. And remember, last game there were 3 teams for a while fighting against Basha's team.
Yeah.
This time it's just Andrew's team, so.
Excal, I like this. Excal, it's true. You're not Excal, but he's like that's how you get on Excal's good side. You tell him how great he is.
Yeah, Excal played solidly.
Yeah, he did,
I mean, it was just tough luck on him when he lost his ally.
Yeah,
That's where it all started. And like I said, the lack of planetaries was the moral of this game.
and still no
People
one
who
has
got
them.
dropped didn't have planetaries, and they all. So
It's
big
funny
mistake.
because when I drop, the first thing I do is make sure, right, what would stop this? I'd make sure, so like Effie, for example, he dropped. I'd make sure I had a PF because
Yeah, exactly.
because I'm doing it. It could happen to me, sort of thing.
Exactly. Like, it's just. I mean, I can understand if you're heavily behind on upgrades and you need to do something desperate, and then you can cut on upgrades a little bit, like skipping the planetary altogether, playing risky as hell. I can understand that. But the thing is, the teams are pretty even on bounty, so they didn't need to cut corners like that. They could have played it safe, gotten planetaries, and all would have been fine.
All right, I think we should call this now.
Yeah, it's already over. Tier 4 has this one.
They have well, they're gonna have all the towers in a minute. They've got the middle. We can have a quick nosy at the Bunte. As you can see, 41k versus 23.
Yeah. And like I said, Team 3 has taken very heavily in Heroes department. So their normal armies just aren't that great. Lol.
Oh my god. Okay, that's game awareness, by the way.
That's amazing. That's one of the.
I've been dead for the last 20 minutes. Oh right, okay.
So, like, if someone's gonna tell after this game to them that, hey, Excal died like 20 minutes before that, then they're gonna be so ashamed that, oh my god, I made a fool out of myself. Okay, congrats team for winning.
Yeah, well played.
Yeah, man. Congrats. And we all said it wouldn't work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. All right.
Well, it kind of happened in that way that Team 1 killed the overgreedy Team 2, and then Team 1 kind of fell into their own mistakes at the same time, at the same way, so...
That was easy. What cheeky shit. Yeah, like the last game when you got spanked. All right. So thank you for watching, guys. That was pre-2 of Monday the 1st of July. I'll chuck that on you.